and I'm not just talking about that play. That wasn't poor. That was a good hit. But I mean defensive mistakes, missed cuts, certainly errors, have compounded and provided really big innings for the offensive team. Both of these two teams experienced that in some way, shape, or form. The Hillcats have only committed 2 errors all tournament, but they came yesterday and led to 4 unearned runs.
Yes.
The Toros have made 10 errors in the tournament, but they've been able to out-hit most of them. Abby Rogers is the real deal.
And Coach Mayer from Dominguez Hills was quite vocal about that in the press conference yesterday, saying, hey, look, we got to keep them in the ballpark, and we've got to play better defense. And we didn't do that. But we will be doing it a little bit different come game 2.
You're going to hear from both head coaches and a few student athletes coming up during this half-inning break, including from Callie Yellen, who hit yesterday's walk-off homer. She was batting for this young lady, Abby Rogers, who was one of the top hitters in the tournament this week. Rogers fouls one straight down. Abby has 14 home runs this season, 55 RBI, but she has been as good as anybody in the tournament field, batting .545 this week, 6 for 11, with 8 runs driven in. She's walked twice and homered 3 times. Rogers has a full count. Here's her latest home run in the tournament. She had a 2-homer game early on, and then clobbered one against Cal State Dominguez Hills a couple of days ago. Rogers walks. There are a couple of hitters in both of these lineups, but if you miss over the middle of the plate, you need you don't need measuring tape to figure out where they land. You need a satellite.
Absolutely, and Abby knew that as the train moves on in the dugout.
Bridget Morales, the new batter, and I'll tell you what, she hasn't been a real thumper this week until yesterday. Hit a big 2-run homer. I think maybe she's gotten a bit forgotten in the middle of the order, as Bridget takes a little bit off the plate outside. I also think this is a really important start to the game for Ashley Weiss, because the Toros are hoping that they can hit the ball today the way they have all week. But if they can get in the dugout without giving up a run, I think it'll help them feel like they've got some momentum right away, and it'll help Weiss's confidence.
Yeah, I think that certainly the K to start the game in Spain kind of settled things in a little bit. And now the base on balls kind of masks things a little bit as well, but you've got the force now.
Won the first game.
Weiss yesterday gave up 4 runs on 6 hits over 3 1/3 innings. She gave up the second of those 2-run homers, one to Morales and then one to Jalen Gibson. That's when she was taken out. Bryce at third, Rogers at first. 2 outs in the first. And it appears that outside corner today is not going to be as accessible. It's been a little hit or miss depending on who's umpiring this tournament. Right-handed hitters sometimes have really had to protect the outer half of the plate. Sometimes it's been a little bit more hitter-friendly.
I don't know his name.
Good call right at the knees. There's a little oohing on in the stands, but that's a really good call. Nice job turning that over.
So the count's full. Rogers will be off at first.
Mixing up the speeds.
I don't know who's at the plate. I don't know what you got on the field. What's
a lot of room out in the outfield right now. That the outfield is pretty much a step off the track.
Morales has not been well balanced in the box this entire at bat. Give her credit for fighting, but Weiss is definitely in her head right now.
And Weiss is not afraid to throw that changeup at 3-2.
This time a heater. It's fouled into the dugout. Good long at bat here. Morales seeing a bunch of pitches in this first inning. That said, considering how many at-bats a lot of these players have had against Weiss now, and vice versa when Morales is out there, you kind of have an idea what she's
Yeah.
got in her arsenal.
Absolutely.
Way upstairs and a great walk. If you're Bridget Morales, you really fought hard to earn that base. And now Michaela Bowman bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
And Labanat going over right away, as well as Jaime, and just saying, hey, we're good. We're good. Coach Mayer's going to come out here. He wants to have a talk with his infield and outfield. But I like the leadership there on the left side of the field, just kind of coming in, and you're good. And she is. She didn't miss by much. You're trying to pitch around some good batters in a difficult situation with 4 and 5, who have certainly launched some rockets here over the week. And, I think this is a good opportunity to have the conversation. But if I'm the Toros right now, I'm not too rocked. I'm still feeling pretty good here getting out of the inning.
Here's Michaela Bowman. Bowman has had a pretty good week offensively, including a game-tying RBI single yesterday. That was her first run batted in, but she is 5 for 12 this week. She's also walked and been hit by a pitch. She's found her way on base a whole bunch, and at the moment there is nowhere to put her.
And if she could get up in this count, Brendan, she's going to look at something pretty good.
What does Cal State?
Outfield switching now, shading a little bit more towards left field. There's a huge gap out in right center. Huge gap. You gotta have your skates on to get on that one.
Shoots this one foul, and it gets out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bowman, a senior, one of a couple seniors in the starting lineup. She and the young lady on deck, Alexis Watson, both in their senior season. And Michaela's got really good pop. 11 doubles, 11 homers, 3 triples on the season. It's a ground ball to third. This is an easy play. Labanag steps on the bag, and the inning is over. Good job by the Toros. They didn't panic, and they get out of the first inning, escaping a bases-loaded jam. And so as the Toros get ready to come to the plate offensively for the first time, we are still scoreless here in Denver. Well, we promised you we'd have a chance to hear from both Jim Mayer and Andrea Vaughn, their respective head coaches, and a couple of the student athletes. Let's check in on what they had to say after yesterday's walk-off win for Rogers State.
They're fighters. That they don't give in. They don't back down. They're on this relentless pursuit to go get what they came here for. But everyone is so good at this stage of the game, and it's just who's going to be grittier and who's going to be tough and get it done. And that's what they did today. Super proud of all of them. You just got a glimpse of what we have done all year.
That's what I've dreamed of since I was a little girl, and to see that happen today was pretty amazing.
But as soon as we do something, they do something. They're obviously a great team. They're really on a roll, and they're tough competition.
We don't get beat twice. We've never gotten beat twice all season. So we expect a long day tomorrow, and we're going to come up on top for sure. We're not scared.
Cal State
The biggest thing I took out of that, Leah, is that there's a lot of mutual respect. I think both teams know that it's best of 3, which means it's not over, so forget it. But by the same token, Callie Yellen, boy, that's pretty cool for her to say this is what I've literally dreamed about.
Absolutely. And you think about it, and you think about going back to her pinch hit homer, and then to cap it off with an opportunity at a game-winning home run. It's what every young girl dreams about when you're growing up and have an opportunity to do it on this stage in this setting, and be a Division II college student athlete is just, this is the best. This is the best it gets. This is the best it gets. When you graduate, there aren't any opportunities. There's some pro leagues around now that are developing here in the States, but 98% of these young women will go on to their careers, which they've gone to college for, and it's impressive.
Mara Labanag, the leadoff hitter. It is cool for them to recognize that this is the stage they have always worked for, and they have such great support from their family and friends this week, and especially yesterday and today. School's been out for a little while in Claremore and in Southern California, but alumni bases are pretty active. That ball's in fair ground. Well done.
Wow.
Good play. Jalen Gibson snags it
Whew.
and throws across in time. 1 out. Take a look at the batting order for the Toros, and it's the same that they had from yesterday. Labanog, Abalera, Jaime, Valencia, Lopez, Au, Sturm, Davis, and Hull. Sturm and Hull were really tough yesterday with a couple of big base hits. Ashley Weiss is pitching. Kiana Abalera takes down and away for ball 1.
So Archer stays in there for now. Cal stays in the dry batting right now.
Abalera trying to set the table here. Get the Toros going. Kiana 318 this week, 7 for 22. Couple of doubles, but mostly singles for her. Wow!
Woo.
Off of Morales. Hope she's all right. And it's a base hit, but all attention right now on the unanimous first-team All-American Drea Morales, who is down in the center of the diamond. Oh boy.
Well, this is alright.
Well, Michaela Hillman is going to warm up. Our thoughts with Drea right now. Hopefully Drea is all right. Obviously took a line shot to the leg. Well, I certainly hope she's going to be able to continue. I can't imagine what's going through the minds of the Hillcats at the moment.
I think she's going to be able to continue.
A lot of really concerned folks in the seats.
Oh,
Looking at the body language of some of the Hillcat defenders around the field, the impression they are growing more worrisome too. Well, Andrea sits up. Let's see where it got her.
oh!
The velocity of the ball
Bend
coming
your
off
knee.
the bat,
You can't.
right in that knee area.
Like,
And, you know, you can't say enough. The technology has increased. The players are stronger. And so good as a breath is taken. And Morales taking her time here, and rightfully so. Any pitcher that gets out there, Brendan, without even wearing the protective mask
It's crazy.
is, I give them 100% kudos. That's why I was talking about Labanog the last few games. Just the way that she charges in, unlike any other player that I've seen in all the years I've been covering ball. Good job. Teammates just kind of having her take just a little extra second. She's smiling. That's always great to see.
One collective exhale all around this facility, that's for sure. Glad she's okay, but obviously we're going to keep a close eye on her the rest of the way here. So Abalera aboard with a base hit, and the new batter is Raquel Jaime, and you can't really lose your focus with Jaime because she's as good a hitter right now in this tournament as anybody. Through the right side, base hit. Throw comes into second base. Abalera gets there ahead of it though.
Jaime, what a tournament, huh? It's just, I'd like to take some hitting classes from Rachel, no question about it. And, you know, I like the thought process in the box. You know, you're going to get a pretty good pitch probably on that first pitch, knowing that Morales is, you know, you're the first batter up and jumping on it right away and squaring a real good shot now.
Remember those old This Is Sports Center commercials, like the old-fashioned ones? They had a bunch of athletes coming in. One that comes to mind is the Albert Pujols commercial, where he's standing in front of the copy machine.
Copy machine?
Yep. And you know, somebody makes a comment that he's a machine, and the machine, you know, talks back, "I'm not Albert." That's kind of how I feel about Jaime. She's a machine.
Absolutely.
She
She's
literally
a
is
machine.
almost inhuman the way she just goes up, and every at bat, she hits it hard. And I mean, she's batting almost 700 for the tournament. It's kind of ridiculous. She's now 15 for 24.
Yeah, talked about. She was pretty vocal in the press conference. We're coming here to play too
By the way,
today, and that's the philosophy you have to have. And you have a leader like that proves it. Not every leader is a little bit different. I've played with people, and I know you have too, where they're the vocal leader, right? And then you have the quiet leader who kind of just is the one that gets it done, whatever it is, on the field, on the court, whatever.
through the right side base hit. Alderetti, the pinch runner at third base, fell down. Roger snaps a throw back down there. She is saved. Now, there was a signal by the umpire, and she would have been safe anyways on the obstruction back to the base. But the bases are loaded now on 3 straight sharply hit singles.
Sometimes that bag just slips away, and a good job getting back to it quickly. But as Brendan mentioned, with the delayed dead ball signal, she would have been granted the bag.
Maya Lopez bats with the bases juiced and 1 out. The Hillcats left him loaded without scoring in the top of the frame. The Toros have squared up all 4 balls they've put in play so far. Only 1 out. Maya Lopez, deep foul ball. Lopez has been fun to watch this week. 9 for 18 at the plate, with a double, 2 homers, and 7 RBI. She also a freshman catcher. She and Rogers both have been 2 of my favorite players to watch the whole tournament, frankly. Lopez only had 1 hit yesterday. She also struck out and had a sacrifice bunt. Ahead in the count here, 2-1. Maya in the air, well hit, deep center field. Presnell on the track pulls it in, and she throws into second base to split the runners. But the Toros on the board first. Maya Lopez, a sac fly. And Cal State Dominguez Hills leads 1-0. Here's Shanoa Au. Au looking for a base hit that would really lift her spirits offensively. Claudia Valencia takes second base with no throw on the steal. Au's had 1 big hit this tournament. She had a bases clearing double, but otherwise has struggled at the plate. A total of 3 hits and 17 at bats. Fans at 1 up over her eyes. 0-2.
Her bat speed on that one, she wanted to get all of it and rip it. No question about it. And bit on the high ball.
Throw another one. We've referenced it several times, but the Toros have mostly scored more than 1 run in an inning. When they score, it's not often just once. Au chases one out of the zone for strike 3. Morales absorbs the injury and gives up only 1 run when facing bases loaded and 1 out. Tough situation. Toros are pleased. They're on the board first. Hillcats feel good about the fact it's only 1-0. We're off and rolling here in Denver on NCAA.
Okay, guys.
I wanted to show you guys something that has been truly bringing me joy, and that is HelloFresh. And it's always difficult for me to choose what meal I want because they are all so good.
I don't know what the pepper is or not.
Use code HOCKEY16 for up to 16 free meals plus 3 free gifts.
I hope you got the coffee on it. I don't know.
1-0 as we start the top of the second inning, and it's so cool to be in the heart of downtown Denver. But this is a city that has something for everybody, and it's really, really fun to see all the outdoor activities now as the weather starts to get considerably better this time of year in Denver. This is a really fun town. I don't care if you like winter sports or summer sports. If you like being outside, Denver is a terrific place.
No oceans, but we got water, and these guys know how to work it.
Alexis Watson grounds out to shortstop for the first out. I have to imagine, though, that given that it is 57 degrees, if you're not wearing a wetsuit and you're getting in the water, you're asking for hypothermia.
Absolutely. Got all their wetsuits on, man, and I'm sure they wear their wetsuits for another 2 months, too.
We'll try to show you some cool shots from some other things around the city as the day goes along. We've certainly enjoyed showing you the sights and sounds of Denver, Colorado all week.
I'm going to take a little extra time here for Lopez as took that foul tip.
Woo! Hopefully Lopez is all right. Pop back up. Got to be tough if you're going to be a catcher. That's for darn sure.
Mario Calabrese recognizing it too, just moderately moving to check the ball and walk around so that she could get her bearings. Yeah.
Here's Jalen Gibson. Gibson hit a big 2-run tater yesterday. Fouls this one away. They were down 5-0 going into the bottom of the fourth yesterday. Morales hit a 2-run shot, and then Gibson jacked this one way over the left field fence to make it 5-4 and brought the Hillcats right back into it.
You know, it was in such the meaty part of the strike zone for her. Got great torque.
Nothing. Cal State Dominguez Hills. They need to win this game to force the, if necessary, national championship finale. Gibson fights it off. Ball and 2 strikes. Rogers State University from Greater Tulsa, Oklahoma. Cal State Dominguez Hills out of Greater Los
State
Angeles.
won the first game yesterday.
Neither team has ever been to the national championship field of 8, let alone won a national title. In fact, Rogers State's only had athletics for about 16 years. Still building their tradition.
Very interesting.
2 young teams, but 2 great coaches. In fact, I know it had nothing to do with one another, but when Jim Mayer took over in Dominguez Hills, that's when the Rogers State softball program started back in 2006. Full count now to Gibson. Just missed the inside corner. That was a really good pitch. That's the 3rd walk for Ashley Weiss in the first 8 hitters. Hillcats still only have 1 base hit. Nicole Price, a 1-out triple in the first, but she was stranded at 3rd as Kimberly Presnell comes to the plate. Kimmy's had an awesome week here in Denver. Hitting .571. She's made outs in 4 consecutive at-bats after starting the tournament 8 for 10. She's now 8 for 14 with 6 RBI. As a double and a triple. Using all fields nicely, couple steals. She's been really good out there in center field. Again, squares to bunt.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm telling you, I have never seen Labanog is
uncomfortably close.
Yeah, it's uncomfortably close. I'm nervous for her.
Yeah.
Stuttering, I'm so nervous for her.
Well, the good news is, in the other dugout, Andrea Vaughn's father
is a
former dentist who has since
Good point.
retired. So hopefully not necessary, but if it were, it's there. Don't want to joke about someone getting hurt, but the reality is you couldn't pay me enough money to come play defense 5 feet from home plate like that as Presnell flies out.
Without gear on.
So, 1 on, 2 out, back to the top of the lineup card, and Chelsea Spain. That's on the outside corner. Even though Weiss has walked 3 batters, kind of like her demeanor right now.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem to really be fighting it,
No.
just letting it happen. In the air, very playable. Left center field, long run in, and it's the center fielder, Abalera, that puts it away. The Cats' work is done. Cal State Dominguez Hills works around a 1-out walk. 1-0 Toros heading to the bottom of the second.
I wanted to show you guys something that has been truly bringing me joy, and that is HelloFresh. And it's always difficult for me to choose what meal I want because they're all so good. I'm always thinking about the food I put into my body, and the quality of my food is so important, and HelloFresh checks off all those boxes for me. So all in all, I get a variety of delicious meals, delicious ingredients, and I can whip up my meal in about 20 to 30 minutes, and I save money, which are all touchdowns in my book.
Go to HelloFresh.com and use code Hockey16 for up to 16 free meals plus 3 free gifts.
Home half of the second inning, Caitlin Sturm, Alex Davis, and Kaylee Hull do up against Drea Morales. Sturm having a good season. Hoping it can carry over into some good fortune here in this game. Big 2-run single yesterday. Extended the lead from 1-0 to 3-0. The Toros dugout before the game started, a little quieter than normal.
Yeah.
But I think now that they've got the lead
Yeah.
and that they've gotten out of a couple of jams with runners on base, especially in that first inning, all of a sudden they've been injected with some life. Rounded toward third. Good throw by Gibson, 1 out.
Gibson has a gun, doesn't she?
Yeah, she really does. Shown it off a couple times. Love that about a third baseman. They're not afraid to let it rip.
Yeah.
There's Jalen. Alex Davis now. 0-1. Talking about these two programs and how well supported they've been. The alumni base pretty active for the Toros. Met a couple of their softball alums here that made comments they were on the first team that Coach Mayer had overseen. Now here supporting the Toros, hoping that they can watch their team win a national title. Fouled off at the plate. 2-1.
So up on the very top, on the left, is Valerie Long, pitcher who's had her records broken. And next to Valerie is Ro Lentz, spent a lot of time, we did this morning, talking to each of them. They came in from Dallas and Cali. Ro works in oncology, and Valerie on the left works in pharmaceutical sales. They said that Coach Mayer was definitely the reason, was a big piece of the reason why they came to DH, and they want the opportunity to help these student athletes and be a part with scholarships and money, and really get the alumni involved in making the trip and taking time off from their schedules, their career schedules, to be a part of this event this weekend.
I know the players so appreciate the support. And frankly, as a coaching staff, I think you want your alumni base to be active. You want your former players to feel like, hey, we had really good relationships here. This was an important part of our lives. And you current players, here's why, and here's how it's helped me grow, and what can we do to help you?
Right. And the scholarship money is, a little bit different in D2, and each individual institution, it's different. And I love the fact that these women are very passionate still about Toro softball and wanting to make it as best as possible for the next generation.
Kaylee Hull, who homered and had 3 RBIs total yesterday, draws a 2-out walk. Go back to the top of the order now with Amara Labanog. Look there at Coach Mayer, sitting on the bucket by his lonesome.
And the one thing that Lentz and Long pointed out in our conversation was, Coach, the program was in disarray. And when they came in, and Coach Mayer's staff came in that first year, and Jared was not a part of that staff, and they joked about the fact that he was in diapers. That first season, he won more games than the program had ever won. And that was they were a part of that establishment of the program. So, family, big family.
A lot to be proud of. 1 on, 2 out. The 0-2 pitch from Drea Morales. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Labanog chased one up and out of the zone. So the Toros can't do anything with the 2-out walk they were issued. They're moving along here nicely this morning. On our way to the 3rd inning. Toros lead at 1-0.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.